Hey, happy Wednesday everyone, and welcome to today's live. I'm the Urban Seer, your guide to love, destiny and manifesting the life you desire. I hope everyone is doing well today, and I hope that this session brings you some peace and some clarity and some answers to the questions that you are bringing today. As a reminder, or for anyone new here, if you would like a reading, just click the link in the pinned comment to join the queue. And a reminder of how I read. So I'm an energy reader, tuning into you and your situation to bring clarity. So please do provide as much context and as much detail in your question. Anyone who is part of your question and what they mean to you. This allows me to connect with your energy and provide you a meaningful reading. And please bear in mind it's just one question per person. And I don't do yes/no questions, timelines, or general readings. And please hold your question until your name is called. If there's no response, I will have to skip you just to keep things moving. And whilst you're here, just check out the chat for all the live guidelines. Most answers to people's questions are there. And also I do post the reading list regularly in the chat, so if you're wanting to know where you are, just go to the chat to see where you are. You can scroll up in the chat, etc. And like I say, I post regularly, so just watch out for that if you want to know where you are. It's actually the list is filling up, so I'm going to go ahead and close it now. Just say hello to everyone in the chat. Hey Samreen, hey Sruthi, hey Jake. Make sure that you get on the list, Jake, if you click the link in the pinned comment. I'm just about to close the list now. Crystal, just hold your question until your name is called. Hey Namira, hey Pooja. Hey Danny, nice to see you Danny. Hey Andrea, Tia. Right, I'm going to close the list and then grab the list and post it. I haven't shared the list yet, Samreen. I have to close it first. So Jake, I don't answer questions like that. I don't do yes/no questions. This is for not how I use the tarot. So by all means, ask a different question. Samreen, my love, you are first. So whenever you're ready, go ahead and post your question. And I'm using the Gypsy Fair Tarot today, which I haven't used for a while, so I hope you enjoy it. And start shuffling the cards, get the energy going. So, Samreen asks, should I support my boyfriend? Is this the pilot, Samreen? Are we official? Are we boyfriend, girlfriend? Can you tell me a little bit more about that? A little bit vague, Samreen, there. Should I support my boyfriend with regards to what he's asking from me? Obviously share what you feel comfortable with, but the more detail, the more context that you can provide, like you always say, the more meaningful reading it is for you. And I just need context and detail in order to understand and connect with your energy. Oh, he is asking for money. My personal, I'm going to have to put this aside because my personal belief in that, Samreen, it would be a big fat no. He's asking for money from you. That is never good. Never good, messy. But we're not here. This is about what Spirit says on this, not me. So let's see what Spirit wants to comment on this. Exactly. This is very early days that you're together, Samreen. You know, we're not married, we're not in a committed relationship. Yes, Danny, exactly. Anyway, I'm going to put my feelings aside, put my bias aside. Let's see what Spirit says. Justice, Major Arcana, which kind of tells me, you know, this is a big deal, Samreen. It's not something to be taken lightly, I think. You know, the fact that whatever you decide to do, it's a big deal to ask this from someone, okay? Or if he is so comfortable asking for money, you know, again, that would come into question. This is about balancing the scales of justice, okay? Fairness, making... It almost reminds me a little bit as well, always this card of the Judgment card, justice and judgment. You know, it's all about our morals. So ultimately, I mean, there is free will in this. But look how strong this person is standing strong. And she is keeping the scales of justice balanced. And there is something, I think, what comes through is that it's unfair of him to ask this of you in the first place, to kind of put you in this position. She's blindfolded, so, you know, this always is a reminder about trusting your gut and trusting your intuition. I think you probably already know the answer to this, Samreen. You know, you're not naive to the ways of the world and to relationships. And, you know, what is your instinct? What is your intuition telling you? Justice is about fairness. And like I say, that's what I hear. This is unfair of them to really even ask this of you. Really, with this card, Spirit says, you know, in this situation, we need to, and in any situation, let's keep the scales of justice balanced. We teach people how to treat us, yeah? 8 months on and off. There's nothing wrong with you, Samreen. There is nothing wrong with you. There are just a lot of people like this out there. Okay, so don't take this, don't internalize it. Exactly, Anne. If money comes between relationships, not love, it's a transaction. Andrea says, I've been there, believe me, it's not a good idea. I've learned my lesson. Yeah. Okay, Samreen, I do think you already know that answer to yourself, but I hope that, you know, and also if you decide to do it, there's no judgment here. There's no judgment in this space. You need to do what you need to do. And if you need to follow this through and see where that leads you, that's free will. That's the beauty of free will. But it's not fair, nonetheless, that he's asking this of you. Crystal, 1983, my love. Please go ahead and post your question. So we have Crystal, 1983 next, just so we know where we're at. Tia Bia is after Crystal. Thanks, Crystal. Crystal asks, hi, Seer. Is N still energetically connected to me, or are we truly over for good? Will we ever reconnect? So we've just asked this question, Crystal. So I would like to shift the dial on this a bit, because it's important to listen to spirit and allow the tarot readings to resonate, to permeate. Because we've just asked this question, I think, earlier this week. So if you want to have a look at a different aspect of this, but let's not keep asking the same questions again and again. We need to listen and hear what spirit has to say and really process that and take that in. It's respecting the cards, respecting spirit, yeah? It's okay to ask about the same person, I agree, but it's not wise with tarot to ask the same question again and again. Okay. Let's do a current energy check-in. The Star card. Didn't this come through before? I feel like it did. I could be wrong on that. But the Star card is a card of hope, Crystal, okay? So you may feel like all is lost on this situation. I feel like you are full of anxiety and full of doubt and maybe really in your head in this. And I do feel like, again, you know, just by you going over this, maybe you're going over this again and again in your mind. And we need to try and shift the energy into believing that what we want is possible. I would lean into manifestation practices in order to calm your nerves and calm your mind and ground your energy. Because look, the Star card is about a wish come true. The Star card is about hope. It's about the purity in some ways of what we feel for someone else, and vice versa, like a pure connection between two souls, and honoring that and believing that if it is for us, it won't go by us. So try to lean into this feeling, okay? This star energy, which is hope instead of doubt. Try to look at your energy, because if you can shift your energy, Crystal, you can shift the energy of this situation and move it forward and move out of this stuck anxious feeling and fixating too much on them. Like, reclaim your power in this situation and manifest the outcome that you want, yeah? I know that's easier said than done, but that is Spirit's advice to say, you know, there is hope in this situation. It is a beautiful card, isn't it, Kitana? Tia Bea, are you here, my love? Tia Bea, and then we have Sruthi. You're welcome, Crystal. Try to reclaim your power. I feel like you've given your power away to this person, and that is never, never good. It happens to the best of us though, yeah? Hey Tia. Me and Pisces had multiple convos clearing up miscommunication. That sounds good. We decided to move forward with a date tomorrow. What can we look forward to now? How were you left feeling after that, Tia? Did it feel better? Let's have a look at his intentions. Like, what does he intend to do now moving forward after that? Your Pisces, your Pisces. Major Arcana, lovely. He wants to start a new chapter, Tia. He really does believe and in closing out those loose ends, yeah? The world is about closing the book on how things were, okay? Everything is cyclical in our world, really, yeah? Energy, relationships, eras in our life. We're always kind of having new beginnings and endings, yeah? And it's healthy. That's good. It's like it's growth, yeah? But this has really beautiful energy to me. It's a major arcana, so it feels like it's important, it's significant what happened. It wasn't just you know, shooting the wind, so to speak. This conversation, it was real. Maybe you felt that, yeah, that it was real. But where their intentions and where they're at is that they're in this. Their intentions are good, and they want to do things differently. They want to do better. They want to have a fresh start with you, and I keep hearing new chapter, you know, new era, fresh start. And it's significant because it's a major arcana. So I think that's a beautiful message, and I hope that reassures you, Tia, that their intentions are good, and what you would want to see and hear, really, after a conversation like that. It's me again. This deck is quite artistic. It is, isn't it? Energetic too, with the colours and the chakras. Very real, says Tia. I'll approach this as a fresh start. Yes, you embody that too, Tia, if you feel that energy too, because they feel like that this is an opportunity to make changes, and this is an opportunity to have a fresh start and leave stuff behind that wasn't working for you both. Sruthi, my love, are you here? You're next. Let's see if I can get the rest of this list in one go. Yeah, there we go. Thank you, Shruti. So Shruti asks, guidance for October in regards to my personal growth. I guess, is there anything I should release or embody to becoming more magnetic to opportunities? Well, we've seen before, Shruti, that you need to focus on your emotional health and your well-being with that 10 of Cups, I believe, is what came on Monday. So don't forget that, yeah. I'll pull another card to see if there's particularly something about how to be more magnetic to opportunities. But I would say looking after your emotional health and putting yourself first will make you magnetic by default, yeah, okay? Because if we're filling our cup, then it really kind of can shift us into more of an abundant mindset. So doing things, I would say, can you even make a plan of a list maybe of even just one thing a week? If it can be more, that would be great. One thing a day would be fantastic. But of something that you can do for yourself that you enjoy. You know, be it get some nice food, buy yourself, your favorite coffee, have, go for a walk in nature on your own to have peace of mind. Something like that would be beneficial to sort of be that intentional about it. Said you already started taking steps towards my emotional health. Good. Okay. Anything else, Spirit, that Shruti can do to be more magnetic to opportunities? Is there any, what I would say, particular opportunities, Shruti, that you want to attract? It's good when we're manifesting to be very specific and intentional. This is interesting. Two of Pentacles, which is, look at this woman who is juggling different energies. What I think is important for you, Shruti, is that obviously you're doing the work and you're doing some transitional work. The Two of Pentacles, actually, it can talk about you literally being busy in October. So opportunities could potentially come to you, yeah, and make you busier and happier, and this is a good thing. But it can that you those opportunities can start rolling in. But publishers are rejecting. Okay, novelist. Wonderful goals. So with the Two of Pentacles, the message from Spirit is to stay centered and to stay grounded. So this is the potential, I think, of people who lean on you heavily will maybe continue to do that. So you'll have to keep pushing back on that and hold boundaries. Because it's like the potential of the Two of Pentacles is to be overwhelmed. So we need to stay grounded and we need to stay centered. How do you do that? That's whatever works for you. Meditation, exercise, time alone, whatever works for you to keep you, because the potential here is for you to sort of spin off and feel overwhelmed, trying to do too much, and then we lose focus and we lose the alignment. I'm going to pull one more specifically on your novelist work, because when we're asking the tarot, let's be really intentional as well and specific, just like manifesting, about what we're asking and what we're trying to attract. Seven of Wands, stand your ground. Don't give up. Again, it's almost like a similar energy about the more that you can protect your energy and maybe keep driving that. If you can protect your energy, then you can keep pushing on with what really matters, and this novelist and this project for you. And Seven of Wands is all about boundaries, and it's all about, again, outside pressures maybe trying to push you in a different direction, pull you away from what you really want and what you really want to do. And the Seven of Wands says, no, this is not happening. You know, this is what I'm doing. This is the new normal. And you're just going to have to deal with that. So I suppose being assertive, yeah? And that's another way that Spirit wants you, which will allow you to attract more opportunities, because you are protecting your peace and keeping this portion of energy, if that makes sense, so you're not drained by others. We're keeping this portion of energy to push forward with our projects and our personal success. So easy to give that away to other people. For when you're a radiator, you know, I like to say in life there are drains and radiators a lot. There are a lot of drains out there who love to feed off and get warm by the radiators. I hope that resonated, Truthy. Okay, Katana, my love. Katana, whenever you're ready, just go ahead and post your question. Thank you, my love. Katana asks, hello, I'm single and I want to know what's coming towards me in love. Is it a person I already know or a new one? So, Spirit, the way that I read the tarot, Katana, it's not, so that's a yes-no question. Is it a person I already know or a new one? That's a yes-no question, which I don't read. What I can do, though, is see what's coming next in love. Sometimes Spirit will give an energetic signature of someone to us, okay? And then it's someone you may recognize. If you don't recognize it, then that would suggest to me that it would be someone new. That makes sense. But sometimes it just gives us, there might not be someone, they might not be ready to come through. So let's see what Spirit has to say. So Spirit, what is next for Katana in love? Or can you tell us who is next? Okay, so I feel like this is you and your person. It could be because it's a lion, you know, it could be a Leo, a fire sign. There's something almost like, I feel like it is, the energy between you is like that you've been through something difficult and something challenging. It's a deep connection. It's a powerful connection. I mean, the Strength card is about having to dig deep and be strong. Now, tell what resonates with this. If it's someone who you have in mind, where you've had lots of upheavals, yeah, but the bond remains strong. Other than that, if that doesn't resonate, if this is a new person, it can be that you have an understanding, I think, of each other's struggles. And that maybe you've both been through a lot on your individual journeys. And that can be a powerful thing, yeah, when we recognize in each other. it's almost like an understanding of each other's pain and each other's strength, and that's part of the connection. So let me know if this sounds like someone that you already know. One more, please, Spirit. It feels karmic. It feels like maybe there's some past life energy here as well. And that's why this bond is so strong. It's like those people that you meet when you feel like you've met them before. There's almost like this strange recognition. Yeah, it's a beautiful card. Oh, and there they are again. So this is specifically the Magician. So this is, they have a lot of personal power, this person. They may have a strong spiritual connection, or have an understanding of the law of attraction and energetic workings, if that makes sense. Like they work with the universal energies and magic themselves. They are tuned into this. Somewhat of a magician, yeah. Whatever it is, anyway, because it's two major arcanas. Whoever this is, I feel like this connection would certainly blow your socks off with this combo, yeah. The Strength card and the Magician. This is a deep connection. This is a karmic connection. It may be resonating that you know, that you recognize this person. Or if not, like I say, if it's someone new, then you'll recognize them anyway, if that makes sense, because you'll recognize them from a past life, and it'll feel like you've known them for years anyway. So I hope that resonated, Katana. Your wallpaper is a similar lion. Amazing. So you're attracting this lion, Katana. Tell me, do you recognize this person? Does it feel like someone that you know, or someone new? Right, I'll move on though. Carrie Ann, my love, if you're here, please go ahead and post. Remember guys, no yes, no questions, no timelines, no general readings. Be intentional, be specific about your questions. The more you are intentional and really honest about what you want to know, the more meaningful reading that you'll receive, yeah? You need to be honest with Spirit in order for Spirit to give you a valuable answer. You think you know him, yeah. Wouldn't be surprised, Katana. Your lion. Keep us posted of how things progress with your lion, Katana. So we have Carrie Ann, and then we have My Style Motivation. If you both want to go ahead and post so that we can keep things moving. Anyone who's watching, or if you're watching a replay, I go live Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So if you missed the list today, because the lists are filling up quickly, you can please do join us on Friday. I would also recommend pre-booking now. So the list always goes out. I post it on the community page. Always goes out the day before the live. So it's worth checking out. If you know that you can make it, then submit your like and username in advance. Just means that you're guaranteed spot on the list. Okay, so I don't think Carrie Ann or My Style Motivation may be here. Let's move on to Pooja. Pooja and Danny Carmona. You're welcome, Katana. Thank you, my star motivation. Okay. My star motivation asks, my dad's friend, Ashraf, is interested in me romantically. I find it gross, but for some reason, older men seem to always be interested in me. In my energy field is attracting such situation. What in my energy? I don't think this is about, you, my star motivation, your internal. Like, this has been a problem for me since I was a kid. Oh, even though I'm not that beautiful, I kind of attract old men. How to stop attracting them? I would say this isn't your fault, my star motivation. That's very hurtful. Guys my age aren't interested in me. In fact, I overheard them say I'm ugly. Oh, my star motivation. This is painful. Let's see what Spirit says, okay? Because they can offer you some guidance, they can offer you some insight. But I would, Spirit, I'm sure would confirm as well that this is not a you problem, okay? And it's not something, even if it is happening, if that happens, that's what you've found. It's your mom says it is, yeah. This isn't it's not something in your control. That's what I would say, okay? Who we attract, we can reimagine the situation with manifestation and attract someone that we want and that we desire, yeah? But it's not like this feels like very blamey that you're doing something wrong. And like, that it's gross, it's not something that you want. It's like when people end up attract the wrong guys and they are cheated on a lot. They think it's something in them that attracts that kind of person, and I really think that's like a negative narrative to believe into. It's just that it happens, and that all we can do is choose how to react when it does. So obviously you're not reciprocant of this attraction, so we can just block them energetically, yeah? Or if you get a red flag, then that's our chance to go, okay, I see the red flag, I'm going to choose to walk away from this. But we can't stop, we can't control certain life events. That's not, for me, that's not how it works, yeah? Exactly, Anne. Wise words. Let's see what Spirit says, okay? How to deal with this, I think it's a better question. And it sounds like your mum isn't being helpful in kind of blaming you, yeah? Which is a whole other issue. A few messages here. This is someone who I think who would be a good match for you, who is coming down the line for you. This is someone, the Fool, this is someone who is age appropriate. There is nothing kind of old or gross about this person. And this is someone that can be an Aries, they can be a fire sign. They're certainly, what they are is a go-getter, okay? They take risks. They are someone who wants to go on an adventure. They can be a great deal of fun. So I think Spirit has come through to reassure you and say that this is out there for you. It's funny because all these qualities and this person does look very youthful, don't they? So I think it's a reminder from Spirit to say it's okay. The right person is out there for you. and is on their way to you. And this is just, it doesn't mean that it's all, that this is the only kind of people that you'll attract. Yeah. There could be also something in this message, I feel like, my style motivation, that is there a way for you to get out of your comfort zone and take some risks in order to try to meet more people, so that you can, if with manifestation, it's important to obviously put that frequency out there of what you want, but we also do need to put in the action, which is maybe going to social situations, mixing with people your age. My style motivation, I don't know if you get much opportunity to do that, or if that's something that you could kind of actively pursue. It just means that this Fool energy can come in quicker for you. Yeah, the Fool energy is all about taking a leap of faith and going on an adventure. So a few messages in there for you. This energy's out there for you. It's youthful, it's adventurous, it's out of your comfort zone, it's taking a leap of faith, it's kind of having a chance to be young and have fun. And Spirit is also saying, can you embody, the Fool energy yourself to shift things? I hope that's possible for you. Hope that resonated. Okay. I am in a conservative family of only arranged marriage, which I'm not interested in, so meeting people will not happen unless it's destiny. Okay, so are you kind of blocked from, you're not able to meet, it has to be through that way, yeah? So in that way, what I would do, my style motivation, if you can't sort of practically do anything, if you're sort of, you have to do things a certain way, then I would focus on where you can gain some control and power, which is through manifestation. So if you can visualize, don't even journal if it feels too risky to write things down. So instead, just keep it in our mindset, meditation, visualization. If you can try to keep that image in your mind, yeah, and start building on that belief that you can bring this person through, and for it to happen the way that it needs to happen, through arranged marriage, in this, the situation, within the rules or the boundaries of the situation that you're in. So we can use our mind and visualize. If that's all that's at hand to us, then that's what we do, is we work on our mental diet. Yeah, that's what I like to call it. Keep us posted, okay, on how this, but also try not to internalize that. Okay. Pooja, my love, did you post your question? Yes. This is for you, Pooja. I'd like guidance from my future self regarding my life journey. My question, is my future self showing me what I will excel in, both my married life and my professional career life? What guidance or message does my future self have regarding my success, growth, and fulfillment in these areas? Okay, so maybe what do you need to focus on in order to have success? If you've got any blocks, anything you don't see. What should Pooja be focusing on in order to succeed, Spirit? Oh, lots of major arcanas today. Tells me there's big energy. This beautiful star card is back, Pooja. Okay, the star card is a very spiritual card, Pooja. So what first comes through is deepening your spiritual connection, or maybe even deepening the connection to your higher self. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't. However you sort of have a relationship to the universe, to God, to your higher self, whatever you want to call it. And it can be quite useful. I've had this conversation before. It's something that you may already do, but you're trying to develop a kind of dialogue with your higher self that you can check in every day. So sometimes it's also useful to have a visual of our higher self, like what does our higher self look like? You can make that whoever you want to be. I know someone that I read for a while back, what first rose up in her, like there's no rules, there's no there's no rules around this. Her higher self looked like Wonder Woman, which I thought was wonderful. It was always something that I remembered. It was kind of empowering but also fun. And it was about developing that kind of dialogue, because the star card is about that pure connection, and that's what comes through strongly for you, and kind of having a more of a trust and a belief and being tapped into that in a big way. And so do we pray? Do we meditate? Or it can just be a conversation even. So whatever feels right, yeah. But in order to hear on the daily what your higher self is trying to tell you, you need to quiet the noise of what's surrounding us, of what's in our own mind, and get really still. And our higher self is always trying to communicate to us, always. So that's what I feel like you need to do, and your higher self has come through to say, you know, I want to communicate with you. I want to talk to you. So find a way that works for you, Pooja, to do that, to tap into this pure knowledge that is the higher self connection, yeah? It's pure knowledge from the universe. The higher self is the universe embodied in us, like the universe is within us, God is within us. We're all, I like the kind of idea that we're all just sparks of God, yeah? So I hope that resonated. So Danny, my love, this is you are next. If you want to go ahead and post your question. Danny, Carmona. I know we've got two Dannys. Hey Danny baby, I'm glad you're still here, my love. This is a different Danny who, I don't know if they're still here. You're welcome, Pooja. So we have Danny Carmona. I'm not sure if Danny's here, so let's Namira, if you're here, which I think you are, please go ahead and post. Keep things moving. Please check out the list so you know where you are. I post it regularly. You can scroll back if you need to and see where you're at. Thank you, Namira. Namira asks, hi Seer, who do you see coming for love in my life, new or old? I'm not really searching to find someone. But I am, which is a good place to be actually, because then we're not grasping. But I am wondering who it is, because sometimes it's popping up in my mind. Okay. So your intuition is already trying to tell you who this is, but let's see what Spirit says. So who, Spirit, can you tell me who? Ooh, who is coming next in love? Interesting. The Moon card. I feel like this is you and your person here. Another major arcana. So many major arcanas today. The Moon card. Look, here we are, setting out onto a path, on a journey together, entering the unknown. It's a major arcana as well, so it's a powerful connection. And when powerful connections come up, sometimes it can bring up our insecurities, yeah? Because the Moon card can be, it's about almost like what is in the shadows. It's an unknown adventure. It's an unknown path that I think that when you meet this person, you know that it's kind of like, almost feels like jumping off a cliff together. You both feel the same. You'll be mirroring each other's energy. And it's a risk, yeah, going into a relationship where there's strong emotions, particularly where we're most likely going to, you know, fall in love, maybe fall fast, fall hard. And we enter the unknown. It can bring up insecurities, give us a wobble, shake things up for sure. But let's be brave and let's endeavour and kind of go for this, yeah? I'm going to ask what their energetic signature is to see if we can get personality traits that we might recognise. Ooh. Okay, so it doesn't matter about gender here because this has come through as a queen, but it's more like their energetic signature, yeah? And this is someone who is very straight talking. Queen of Swords. So Swords is about communication. It's that they are very committed to their truth. They have a lot of personal power. And one most notable thing, it's like they can be quite head over heart, okay? They won't really fall for, they're not often taken over by their emotions, which might give them, why meeting you and this connection might give them a bit of a wobble, because it's going to get them more into their feelings. The moon is all about our feelings, our intuition, our deep-seated emotions coming to the surface. So this might give them a bit of a wobble because Swords energy likes to be in control, likes to be methodical, analytical, you know, make the right choice, all that kind of things. And that is still who they are. That's how they approach life. But, you know, relationships don't work like that. Humans aren't robots and things can get messy. Things can get complicated. We can have feelings that we can't always control. But anyway, how you might recognize them, you may have an idea of who this is, or it could be someone completely new who is very direct in how they talk, pull no punches. It can sometimes take certain people aback if you aren't, you know, some people, it might rub even the wrong way because they just say what's on their mind, they say what they think. They've got strong opinions. But what's good about this is that you really know where you stand with this person because they are so committed to their truth. Good person to have on your side. Oh no, sounds like your ex. Don't tell me that, Namira. Well, I don't know if you want reconciliation or not. That might be something that comes through. Free will, of course, if you go for that. Okay, one moment, guys. That's probably confused you even more, Namira. I hope not. Okay. Andrea, my love, are you still here? Here is the list, everyone. So we have Andrea, and then we have Nat. Oh, thank you, my star motivation. I'm glad that gave you hope. Yes. Watch out for this Fool energy. It's out there for you. It's out there for you. And it's youthful, and it's fun, and it's adventurous, which is what you need, a bit of that, yeah? Okay, so I don't know who we have here. So Andrea, Nat, Danny baby. Go ahead and post your questions if you are still here. Oh, hey Nat. Awesome. What are the energies at work these next few months? Let's have a look, Nat. Not confusing the mirror. Okay, that's good. Danny, I gave you a call, but you didn't answer, so I've had to move on. But if I've got time, I'll read for you at the end. Okay, Nat, this is for you, my love. What are the energies at work for Nat? What's coming down the line? Ooh. Have we had some setbacks? Have we had some disappointments? Nat. Five of Cups is, now, it comes through to say some loss, some disappointment, okay? But the Five of Cups message is to not get stuck on these, to give them too much attention, to let them, those energies kind of linger and pull you back, hold you back. Because the 5 as well is always the promise that this will pass. Quicker than you think, you know. It can tend to, the 5 of Cups to me is like when something, a disappointment happens, a setback, and we all have it in us, particularly, you know, Virgos, to mentally kind of spiral, and worst case scenario, you know, I'm never going to recover from this, or oh, this has ruined everything, all those kind of feelings, vibes. Yeah, it's that, you know, process that disappointment, feel those feelings. But the 5 of Cups is about focusing actually on what remains. There are 2 cups that still stand from these 5 of Cups, yeah. So there is still potential, there is still something that remains. I'm going to pull another card to see where that takes us. I enjoy my job, but there are some people that I feel negative energy towards me, jealousy maybe a bit. Okay. Let's have a look at this negativity towards you. I mean, maybe that could be the disappointment, sadness. Maybe it's, you know, it's disappointment in others, even Nat. And about tuning that out. It takes quite a lot of energy to do that. Ace of Wands. Some fresh energy coming in after this Five of Cups. So Ace of Wands is like new opportunities, new ideas, feeling inspired again, feeling fired up after maybe a period of this more lower energy of the Five of Cups. So if you're not feeling this already, it could be in the near future. What I would say is, if when this comes up, tell what resonates with this. If it feels like your relationship at work, or it could be something like I say in the near future, try not to get too hung up on that it and give it too much value. If that makes sense, it will pass. And when after it has passed, then the energy picks up. So this could be later on in the year, because you're saying, over the next few months, yeah. And this is much more positive, and I feel like it's about you maybe being more fiery as well, and maybe being more outspoken in this situation, kind of almost getting tired and sick of the situation and wanting to switch up the energy and break through and break out. Wands is all about kind of kicking up the dust and making change. Nat says, yes, they shut me down, but thankfully I don't report to them. Oh, good. Just need to work with them. It's always power games, isn't it? So much in like the workforce, these power games, this sort of unwritten hierarchy. And if you don't play the game, or you're not really someone who plays the game, like you won't really engage in those petty power battles. I often think that like triggers people quite a lot, which is maybe how you carry yourself and move through the space, is that you don't really engage. So yeah, some tricky energy to deal with, but then beyond that, I feel like fresh energy, new opportunities within your role, or new inspiration. Obviously, I don't know what line of work you're in, but new opportunities or new inspired energy coming through. And I hear the word breakthrough. So I hope that resonated. Okay, so I'll read for Andrea and then Danny baby. Yes, very hopeful with that ace, a different kind of energy after kind of, like I say, a tricky time with that Five of Cups. Okay, Andrea, this is for you. What is going on with my Leo boyfriend Carlos? He's been very distant with me lately because I feel like he's dating someone else. When I text him, it takes days for him to answer me back. When he plans to pick me up and go out somewhere, something always comes up and he's leaving me hanging. It's not good, Andrea. That's not good. He's not valuing your energy. You work in healthcare. Of course you do, Nat, because you're a Virgo. Keep us posted, Nat. Okay, Andrea, let me know that you're here and we'll have a look at Carlos. See what Spirit says, okay? Let's see what his intention is. I mean, it doesn't feel good, but let's see what's going on for him. Time for you to set some boundaries. Spirit has just come straight in here. I'll see if we can get his energy read, but really this has come through for you. So to kind of get what you want, Andrea, here, which is to obviously we want someone who is loving and committed to us and respects us, yeah? And with your Leo, we need to start pushing back, because this is someone who is pushing your boundaries and who is testing you, and it feels like they're backing you into a corner, yeah? They are trying to paint you into a corner to have you where they want you, maybe even see how far they can push you with this, yeah? Or they just don't respect boundaries. Some people just don't get boundaries, yeah? It's really shocking to kind of come up against. But if you want to keep interacting with this person, Andrea, and continue this connection, we kind of have to take a stand, yeah? And we have to get stubborn, and we have to start saying no, yeah? So however that looks like to you, you know, if they don't get back to you in a certain time period to confirm a date or something like that, then we're not going to see them that day. We're not going to communicate with them until they communicate to us. We're going to try and shift the power balance here. So if you do this, what will happen? I think that's quite an interesting question. How will your Leo react to this? And I mean, if you do lose them, then what are you really losing? You know, if they can't handle you saying no to them and having boundaries, then it's like we kind of letting the trash take out itself, yeah? Doesn't even mean that they haven't got feelings for you, that they don't have emotions for you, but this is something that, this is how he operates, and we need to lay down some boundaries. Nine of Pentacles, yeah, so this is the message that we're trying to send, is that the Nine of Pentacles knows that they're a prize, and that's how you need to start acting, Andrea, to them. You're the prize, not them. Nine of Pentacles is someone who knows their value, knows their worth, is independent, and is in an energetic field of that they can take it or leave it. So even if you don't feel that, let's fake it till we make it. Let's start giving that, let's start acting this way anyway. You can change your mindset by doing that. You know, you can fake it till you make it, like keep doing it until it becomes true. So even if you don't feel like the prize, even if you feel like you just want to see them, you just want to be loved by them, you just want them to want to spend time with you, yeah? Let's start acting like the Nine of Pentacles energy. And then this is giving it the best chance. This is giving it the best chance. Because if we don't start doing this, we're not going to get what we want anyway. We're just going to get crumbs. So I hope that resonated, Andrea. Okay, Danny baby, this is for you. So Danny baby says, I'm going back out to work on Monday after being out sick for a month. Oh no, I hope you're doing better, Danny. I assume you are if you're going back. Immaturity, gossip, oh really, and no respect is rampant. The work environment is toxic. Oh no, and I would like some advice on how to navigate. Oof. No, I've got it, Danny, thank you. That sounds really heavy, Danny. My supervisor is the ringleader. Ugh. She's been working for about 18 years or so, and she has a bad reputation. She's a liar. They're afraid of me because my sister is the manager of operations. Okay, well, that's good. Yes, I'm better. I was injured in a drive-by shooting. Oh my God, Danny. That's insane. I'm so sorry. Let's have a look at this work, okay? How to navigate. It sounds like that that they're afraid of you because of your sister and the manager of operations. So that's, in some ways, for people like this, that's what they respond to, isn't it? Fear. But let's see what you can do. If you're stuck in this situation, I feel like maybe, are there other job opportunities out there? That's a practical thing, but I know they may be scarce, few and far between, and this is the situation, yeah, and we've got to deal with it. You know, we have to be here for now. So let's see how we navigate this, Danny. You see there, that sort of says new opportunity to me. Pentacles is about money, new opportunities, new ways of making money. So don't rule that out, I think. Is there ways to pursue this? Are there better opportunities out there? I'm going to leave that there because I feel like it says, you know, however scarce they may feel, or I don't know where you stand on that. About, anyway, that's what Spirit says. There are new opportunities out there. There is potential for fresh starts. Ace of Pentacles, new beginnings, new ways of making money, new job. That's what it says to me. But let's see. Okay, thank you, Spirit. That's good to know. How do we deal with, we're walking through the fire. How do we deal with that? Okay, there might be better opportunities in the job. Okay, yeah, new department, something worth exploring, something worth thinking about, something worth manifesting, Danny. Oh, here we are. This is you, Danny. I'm part of the committee at the bank, so I'm going to see where this path leads me, okay? This is you, Danny. Because, you know, look, like you're not someone to be taken lightly either, yeah? Like your energy is very strong. So this is, I think, how you're viewed, which is nice to know. It's kind of reassuring to kind of understand maybe about how you're being perceived. I feel like this is someone who's very in control. And can you see how they are, to me, you know, they are focusing as much as you can. They're focusing on their work. Their energy is quite closed off in some ways, yeah? Their eyes are closed. Their eyes are looking down at their book, you know, at your work. And very grounded, very centered, very protected. And the High Priestess is, for people who come to the channel regularly, know that her superpower is her intuition. So she's amazing at reading people's energy, and she's able to see beyond the veil. Okay, so someone may come to you and may have supposedly, you know, be having your best interests at heart, for example, and chatting to you and being friendly, but you can feel in your intuition that something is off, yeah? Your intuition is saying, do not trust this person, protect your energy, you know, say as little as possible, that kind of vibe, yeah? Like and look at you, you're literally reading. So when I say you're able to read others, That's how you're going to navigate this situation. So we must trust our intuition, and you must listen to that voice, to your gut that is saying, so don't second guess yourself, pull no punches. Like, understand that you are in a threatening environment, that isn't safe. So we must protect our energy and, play hardball really with this, yeah? Exactly. No, I'm a force to be reckoned with. You are. You really are. When I first got the job, they used to bully me. Yes, I focus on my work. They can't get into my space just like that. I keep myself busy at work, yeah. They don't. They like to walk around and do folly. Yes, great advice. Love that. So you're probably doing all these things, Danny, anyway, and maybe this is Spirit saying, you are navigating the situation. We can't change people and we can't change the situation, which is why looking at new opportunities and pursuing those within the job, outside, a new job, whatever feels right, again, whatever your intuition is telling you. But this, yes, you are a force to be reckoned with. They get that. I feel like, they won't mess with you. So just keep projecting this image and stay focused on the task that is at hand. And your instinct, your intuition will not lead you wrong. Okay? I hope that resonated. So you can't stop that. I mean, you can be kind to that person and you can but that's her journey ultimately, Danny, in this kind of toxic environment. Unfortunately, like, we can be kind and we can be supportive, but I've learned that, you can't save someone in that environment. She's on her own journey and must make her own choices within that. And she might need to come to the realization that, she's either going to work it out herself and learn that, it's not set, maybe that it's not for her and that she needs to walk away, or she'll have a change of tact in how to deal with them, yeah? Kind and supportive, exactly, and give her advice, but that is, you can't, that's her journey. Also understand that that's her journey. Okay, next up we have Melissa, if you are still here, my love. So we have Melissa, we have It's Me Again, and we have Flores. You can all go ahead and post if you are here. Thank you, It's Me Again. So which area of my life is mostly affected positively with this full moon in Aries? Interesting. Ten of Wands. So full moons often, bring things to a head, yes, and bring things to the surface. And Aries is fire, and does shake things up, and Aries is the first in the zodiac, so it's like fresh starts, new beginnings, new projects. And for you, it's me again. I think this is an opportunity to put what has, to kind of almost bring a project to an end, or something emotionally, a burden that you have been carrying. So when you think, because the Ten of Wands is about something that's been burning you out, that has been causing you some stress, that has been causing you for a long period of time, I would say, as well. So it's been a journey, yeah, it's been a cycle. We've traveled from the Ace to the 10, so it's not something that's just come up quickly. This is something that's been going on for some time. And it's an opportunity with this full moon and energetically at this time for you, and it's the right time to bring this to a close, to put this down. This can manifest in a number of ways. Something, a relationship that maybe closes off, a project that is done, a mindset, even a perspective, a way of thinking, and being like, do you know what, I'm done kind of stressing out about this, carrying this on my back. And what comes after the 10 is the opportunity for you, it's me again, for an ace, yeah, which is a fresh start and a new beginning. So listen to your intuition, what comes up, when you may recognize it straight off, that what this burden is. This is you, this is your energy, but it's time to let something go. It's time to stop carrying someone, something, whatever it is, yeah. It feels like it's not your problem anymore. It's time to put it down. Enough is enough, yeah. Just bear with me 1 minute, guys. I'm just hold on 1 second. Sorry guys, I'm back. I just had to break up a vicious cat fight then. Apologies. Okay. So it's me again. Let me know if you got that message. But I'll move on to Flores, who asks, what are Carlos' current thoughts about me? I know he's dealing with third party and we have had little contact. Let's see energetically where he is at. You're welcome, it's me again. Okay, I'm going to take that. Flores, this is for you. Ooh, interesting. So there are some emotions here for sure, because the King of Cups is all about feelings, yeah. Cups as well is often about love and romance. So I would say, Flores, that I know things are complicated, but what comes through the message is that they carry a torch for you, yeah. They still carry a cup, and in that cup is love, is romance, is feelings. And I think that, you know, in down times or in quieter times, can you see how this king is like looking down at this cup? They would still think of you and still wonder about you, maybe what you're doing, or maybe what went on between you two, the relationship, what maybe even some mistakes that they made, what they feel like they could have done differently. Some kind of remorse or regretfulness does come through with this card, because he looks quite mournful, yeah, this king. I'm going to pull one more to see what comes from this, you know. Will this motivate them into action? Oh, crazy. Look at this. Yes, it will motivate them into action, because we have this King of Wands, and King of Wands is all about action. This is crazy, Flores, to get these two King Cups, okay? These two kings. And I felt like, you know, the question was, will this King of Cups, this kind of mournful, regretful, moody almost kind of energy, yeah, will it motivate them? Will it change into action? And then we have the King of Wands, who is the king of action, yeah, because Wands is fire. Wands is getting control of the situation, is making change happen. Being the change maker is the King of Wands. So at some point, you know, I don't do timelines, okay, but maybe they need to work out this third party situation, and then this connection needs to end, you know, and then you'll hear from them again, and this cup that they still carry for you will ultimately lead them back to you to reach out, to communicate. Then of course it depends where you're at, Flores, okay? It might be too late by then. It might be, you know, it's free will of what you want to do, if you would be still open to reconciliation and see, you know, actually what do they come forward with. What I would say is that they're both kings, so this feels like it is a mature energy. If it was two knights, I would say this person is not really thinking seriously about this, if that makes sense. Like knight is more immature, it's more flighty, it's more hopping around from one feeling to another, one thought to another. The king really has matured, and so maybe they have matured since the relationship and since going through what you went through with them. It has maybe kind of changed them and influenced them, because the king energy really does kind of mean business. They've kind of lived a life and learned some lessons from it, I would say. So hopeful, if you are hoping to hear from them, hoping to reconcile, there are still feelings here. And ultimately those feelings will at some point, we don't know in what time and where you'll be at. You might have started a new relationship yourself even, or it might be the right timing. But this they will come forward as the King of Wands, which is, to me, says action, which is about making contact and making a move. And then it's up to you what you take from that. Hope that resonated. Right, we've come to the end now, so we're at 1 o'clock, so I do need to end the live. But thank you all so much for joining me today. I hope that the readings resonated for you. And if anyone did miss their question or miss being able to add to the list, I will go live on Friday, so look out for the time to be confirmed for that, and please do join us. But wishing everyone love and light for the rest of the day, rest of the evening, wherever you are, and I hope to catch you all again soon. Blessings to all. Love and light.